hold on. There's a few things I'd like to clear. So, do you have any
Due to it's a good thing that I did not recognize.
Yeah, you're right.
But Cyrus...
I suspect so.
Well, speaking...
Or rather...
That's right. Fact is...
Fair enough.
Works for me. All right, off we go. Let's start by seeing what the guards here...
Hello.
Mahamat.
I'm looking for some... Where was he going?
Let me think. Do you have a map? I can mark out the direction he was heading and the best routes to any nearby oases.
I have one. Mark...
Great. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You've got a really good memory.
Ah, you're quite welcome. Best of luck. I hope you find him soon.
Squall and Fury.
Yeah.
Upon the gale.
Everyone hold hands. The weather is lovely and warm.
Hold on.
Do you think it's safe to ask them what they know?
Should be. I'll go...
No. I'll do it.
Huh? Why can't Sino go talk to them?
Given my background, appearance, and the way I dress, I might not be the most welcome visitor here. Just in case, it's...
Ah, hello there. I hope I'm not interrupting. My friend and I are looking for an elderly man.
Oh, a missing person, huh? Sure. What do you want to know?
I'm just wondering if you've seen him. Let me give you the details.
So, a silver-haired guy in a long robe, culture type with thoughtful eyes, and he's traveling alone.
He'd stand out like a sore thumb around here.
Yeah, sounds like the kind of guy we'd remember if we saw him.
He's looking behind me.
Uh-oh. That...
Your friend over there stands out a lot, too. Hey! Aren't you Sino, the general?
Yes, that's me.
You don't seem surprised that I recognized you.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, you're the one looking for the old man who's gone missing.
I have a bad feeling about this guy.
Someone's on edge. You don't trust me much. No need to hide it. I understand why you're wary of us. Still, you came to us asking for help. Do you want it or not?
I thought you were a group of merchants. See...
Your henchmen don't look like much, but something tells me they put up a better fight.
Hey! Hear that, guys? You're my henchmen now.
Suits me, as long as I get paid for it.
Just cut to the chase already. I'm running out of patience.
All right, come with me. All of you. Don't you want to find your friend? A silver-haired, long-robed, culture type with thoughtful eyes? Sounds like there's a whole...
So you know where he is.
Just follow me. I'll take you to...
These are the guys we've been waiting for, huh? Ain't what I expected.
Huh. Those guys are pretty cautious. They just sent one person to try to talk to us.
Hey! Everyone hold hands!
And...
What? Where are you looking? There's nothing here!
Please, step back.
Ooh, something's coming out of the ground!
What is this enormous building doing here?
And how was it so well hidden? King Deshret's technology?
Wait, so... Hold on, who...
Is this the Temple of Silence?
All good questions. There'll be plenty...
This is not what Paimon was expecting to find in the desert, especially not hidden right next to an awake. Ooh, Paimon's scared. They must have kidnapped Cyrus. Do you think this is the guy Rockham...
What's wrong? Thinking about your professor?
I just hope for your sake you haven't done anything.
Me too. Hope I haven't done anything to incur your wrath.
The wind rises.
Swollen Fury.
All right. You can wait here for now. I'll inform our leader that you've arrived at the Temple of Silence. Sit tight until he comes to greet you.
So he's just gonna leave us here unattended?
They can't have been at the oasis by chance. They were waiting for us. Whoever the leader...
So this is the Temple of Silence. After leaving the rainforest, they hit...
Hey, look! That guy's coming back.
Don't worry. Someone will come and call for you soon.
What's your name?
Sorry, guess I was so My name is Sethos. I'll be here if you need me, but I'm not planning on answering all of your questions. Other than that, you can occupy yourself.
So we're free to explore...
Yep. I mean, I'm not worried about you running off. Cyrus is here. And unless I've misunderstood, you're all quite anxious to...
He's right. Well, if we've got some...
These guys clearly care a lot about each other. This is a long way for them all to come.
Professor.
The situation's even more complicated than I expected. I should make sure I know the way out before we go any further.
Hey, Sethos!
Sure. Although, I'm assuming by chat, you mean you have questions for me? Not often. The Temple of Silence is a place of quiet and solitude. We don't get too many visitors. Yes, that was me. Although, tricked is a stretch. He was asking everyone in the tap. He insisted that nothing was off the table, even if it broke the law. So, I told him that Cyrus had embezzled a large sum of mora from the
So you framed Cyrus for a crime that he did not commit?
No. That's not entirely true. Let me jog your memory. The letter just said that he had uncovered Cyrus's secret. It didn't say what secret that was. Of course, Uraka was a great accomplice, really. Very cooperative with a little bit of wine in him. Did exactly what he...
Why did Cyrus leave for the desert as soon as he received the letter?
You'll have to ask him that one yourself. Certain things I can't answer for him. I'm neither judging, nor... All you need to know is that he recognized our emblem, and it was his own choice to take the bait. What kind of question is that? He's the General
Right, but back at the Oasis, you can't have known who he was for sure, or you wouldn't have asked him. So, what we're really asking...
I've lived in the desert my whole life. Guess...
Ugh, why does Paimon feel like this guy's not being straight with us?
Come on, we've only just met. If I give you all the answers up front, you'll have nothing left to look forward to. Nope.
Really?
I have no need to go there. Not when the taverns are full of the Urakas of this world. Besides, we're well aware of what goes on at that place. Spies? It's not as clandestine as that. The city gates are wide open. Anyone's free to walk in. You can find out all... These guys clearly care a lot about each other.
I never imagined that the true Temple of Silence would be hidden somewhere like this.
That's King Deshret's technology for you, I guess.
We should be wary of our hosts. Still, at this point, we can be...
Ah, here he is. Grandfather, the person you wish to see is here.
Well done, Sethos. Greetings, one and all. I am Ba Moon, the current leader of the Temple of Silence. I know why you are here, and I thank you for your patience. Bring him out.
Professor!
Cyrus, are you okay?
Ah!
Watch what you're doing!
Oh, my apologies. We have no intention of causing you distress. But you must understand, Cyrus owes me his life. And to the Temple of Silence, he owes a debt of gratitude.
I wanted to end my feud with this old bag of bones before. Just leave, Seno. This is a matter between us two old men. You're all too young to.
So that's why you didn't want to report the letter. You'd made up your mind to come here from the beginning. You only left in such a hurry to try and throw.
Some things in life catch up with you. No matter what you do, you shouldn't have come.
Sino didn't make us do anything. We came here for the same reason he did. To rescue you. We'd appreciate you telling us the truth. Otherwise, it seems a little unfair on everyone who had to stay behind.
My secrets are secret for good reason. Bringing them to light can...
You're afraid, aren't you? You can't bring yourself to speak of your... You recognized our emblem because for many years, you lived among us. You knew as soon as you saw the letter that we, not Uraka, were the ones speaking to you. It threatened you only because you know what you did. Your own guilt convicted you. For you, Cyrus, are a traitor. You once shared your learning with us, and joined us in our mission to revive the might of Hermanubis, to bring new hope, new opportunity. But then, you betrayed us. You bargained for your independence with your past contributions. And then you left, taking with you Hermanubis' might and the wielder of his power. We both know what I said to you that day. That as the leader, I grant you permission to leave, but that one day, the sands of time will catch up with you. And when that day comes, you must pay the price you owe.
You really know how to...
Hermanubis' might?
Does he mean you?
Professor...
The moon is right. I came here... They rescued me from the brink of death once, many years ago in the desert. When he learned that I was a scout... it was a great, daring plan, and one shrouded in secrecy. The Temple of Silence had been bereft. Bamoon proposed that we implant bar fragments, shards of Hermanubis, into the bodies of suitable vessels. Many believers volunteered themselves for the experiment. But we soon discovered that the bodies of grown adults could not withstand Hermanubis' power. One other child was identified as a suitable vessel, and his parents agreed to release him into our custody in exchange for a small fortune.
For many years, the Temple of Silence had been in possession of 2 Ba fragments from Hermanubis. The test subjects were sent into a room that had been prepared for the ceremony, and instructed to approach the Ba fragments, whose power had been amplified. If, after some time, this power did... The original plan was for a 3-stage experiment. Resonance, implantation, and recovery and observation. As the 2nd stage began, I realized a decision had to be made. Should we implant the fragments one at a time? This would allow us to monitor the results after the 1st round and adjust. But as I was deliberating, both Ba fragments suddenly became active. They glowed with a light we had never seen before. I knew that if they were not implanted right away, they would disintegrate. Our 2 vessels had both displayed great promise by successfully resonating with the fragments. Under the circumstances, the thought of to preserve our faith and our power, we implanted each of them with a single...
Ultimately, I ended the experiment.
In recognition of your past contributions, I chose not to send someone to hunt down and kill you both. Your lives were spared, but I have paid a great price for your betrayal ever. I have always wanted to see you, Sino. Losing you and your Ba fragment dealt us a devastating blow.
I see. So that's how I get...
Look, in essence, I borrowed your Ba fragment for a decade or so. And now you are seeking justice. If you want to take my life, then so be it. But you cannot lift a finger against Sino. He is the General Muhammad.
I'm sure you don't remember anymore, dear Sino, but you've met us all before. You were so young then, when we all gathered around and celebrated the revival. You and he, Sethos.
You'd like me to
As a follower of Hermanubis, I have allowed this power to remain in the rainforest for far too long. Now, it is time to
That power is not yours to reclaim. Sino was chosen by the gods. You cannot take what they have bestowed.
You are wrong. Sino was chosen, but he was not the only one. My child, Sethos, has the same gift as he.
So those are your terms for freeing the professor?
Despise me all you want. My sins are my own. The Temple of Silence is an innocent party. It is because of my foolishness all those years.
So what you're saying is, the power of one Ba fragment is not enough? You're asking me to return...
Divine power causes great suffering to those who wield it. How do you know that Sethos would be able to withstand it?
He is no longer a small child. But regardless, this burden is ours to bear. And your objections mean little given...
Both my heart and mind are telling me that what you are proposing is a terrible idea.
Don't listen to him, Sino. That power is no more yours to give than it is his to take.
I know. But if this is a question of your freedom versus a fragment of...
Sorry to interrupt, but in my view, there are a number of contentions here that say that Sino refuses to return his power, and you also refuse to release Cyrus. Then, we are at an impasse. You're trying to gauge where we stand while keeping your remaining cards close to your chest. Well, my stance is, put the rest of your cards on the table. Then we can have a discussion.
Wait, those ears. So, we have a descendant of the Valukashuna in our midst. Everything we have longed for, Hermanubis will provide. Perhaps this very day we'll...
Why is he coughing so much?
Moon, you...
Take our leader back to his room. Grandfather, I know what you wish to say. I don't like to drag out conversations. Had Cyrus not stopped the experiment all those years ago, the plan would most likely have been a success. Still, it's no use talking about what-ifs. We cannot change. I'm not like my grandfather. The Temple of Silence has a grand legacy and a sacred duty to fulfill. But I see things a little differently. I don't believe the temple has the same stature that it once did. Time has... So I'm not going to force your hand. You're all free to leave. Except for Cyrus.
You have courage and wise judgment, kid. I truly wish that the temple would take an objective look at the academia of... and things will only continue to improve. Why not consider cooperating with the academia once more?
If you hadn't betrayed my grandfather, I might well be open to persuade.
Tainari made a good point earlier. He said all you and Ba Moon are after is the Ba fragment. The professor will accept whatever fate you deem fit for him out of a sense of guilt. Ultimately, You want to trade the Ba?
I'm glad to see you're giving it some serious.
I won't forsake my professor. Nor do I intend to run from a problem that I must face sooner.
That works. Then I'll be. Oh, my grandfather still has a fair few things he wants to say to Cyrus, so.
Are you sure about negotiating?
I need to think this through.
Alright, well, don't put too much pressure on yourself, Sino. If you need... What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is. If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
I've taken some time to reflect on this. If I had to guess, Professor Cyrus came to the He's a stubborn man who tends to double down when he feels strongly about something. We won't get anywhere trying.
I agree. My master Nephis says the same thing. Once Cyrus makes up his mind about...
So that's one thing. A few other things. You've heard all you need to hear about the Temple of Silence. So on that, my own memories of this place are hazy, though. Probably something to do with the overpowering presence of the Ba fragments. I do remember having some fleeting moments of profound emotion when vague images would appear in my mind. But I don't recall much, only bits and pieces. I was still young then, and all I could understand was that there was a strong will inside my mind. Thinking back on it now, I suppose it was Hermanubis' way of trying to encourage me, even if we couldn't communicate. The power that came to inhabit my spirit was probably one of the cornerstones of their whole faith. So if the will and might of Hermanubis is a—
You're not gonna give in to their demands, are you? Surely there has to be another—
No. I have no intention of returning it. I need this power to protect Sumeru. But the temple has the right to make the final decision over its fate, since it— So I will challenge them head on, and win the right to wield this power for myself, fair and square.
This reminds me of something Alhaitham mentioned to me just before we left. He said that the Temple of Silence was originally founded by the ruling elite of the day. Kaveh has made similar observations about the desert tribes from his work trips there. He says many of them have their own internal rules. They talk about the importance of never dishonoring their tribal bonds, or the rules laid down by their ancestors. I think we could turn that to our advantage. Go back to them with—
Wow, and just like that, we've turned—
Looks like we have the same idea. Turn it back on them now while we still can, in terms that they cannot refuse. That's how we win.
Great. And I know just how to start the conversation. Let's go find Sethos. We'll tell him that I know a thing or two about medicine and would like to take a look at his grandfather's condition.
The wind rises. Quit following me.
Sethos.
Have you made up your mind?
We'll get to that, but first, I have some degree of medical training, so—
I have no objections, although we do have our own doctors here. I doubt you'll be able to tell us anything we don't already—
only—
Follow me. Keep your voices down.
Let's talk outside. Bamoon has fallen into a deep coma, and his prognosis is quite grave. He appears to have sustained a serious injury in his youth, which has been exacerbated over the years by the heavy burden of work and now by the effect. Regretfully, I must inform you that, based on what I've seen with patients in a similar condition—
Yeah. I've known for a long—
You're his heir, aren't you? You clearly have a lot of respect for the man. But you also see things differently. You have a broader range of concerns and a more pragmatic approach. So tell me how we can end this on your terms. Let's find a way to bring all this to a resolution while Bamoon is still alive to see it.
Yeah, there's no time to waste here. You know that better than anyone.
You know, the two of you are actually in a very similar predicament right now. Both—
Right. And you didn't create this situation. They did, but somehow you've ended up having to make the tough decisions.
You're right. We both look at this problem very differently. I accept. Sino. This all began because of Hermanubis. Legend has it that when Hermanubis first arrived in Tuletula, he sparred with the city's residents. He and his two companions proved their mettle by fighting over several... That group of supporters were some of the first members of the Temple of Silence, and the sparring matches were enshrined as one of our founding rights, the right of duels. It's where it all...
Sounds very fitting.
As a fellow vessel of Hermanubis, your ties to the Temple of Silence run deep. So I will permit you...
3 against 3. Sounds good.
However, I have some additional terms. As the challengers, you must win all 3 of your fights to win. And Sino, both of us must put our Ba fragment on the line. Letting Cyrus leave with one of the Ba fragments was a mistake, made by my grandfather out of pity. It is a long-standing issue that must be addressed for the Temple of Silence.
None needed. We're on the... If I win, the Temple of Silence must release... If you win, I'll return my power.
It's a deal. Then let's meet at the ceremonial hall tomorrow evening.
Upon the gale.
I'm really looking forward to this rite of duel, not just for the sake of the Ba fragments. Grandfather. Grandfather, you have to hold on.
Well, after how that went, there's definitely no...
There never was. Turning back hasn't been an option for me since...
You have to win. You need this power. Both as...
Yeah, that's right! Besides, it stayed with you ever since you were a small child. Surely that's a sign it thinks of...
Both as General Mahamatra. Yeah, when you put it that way. I've had to overcome a lot to tame this power and claim it for myself.
Exactly!
The Traveler and I will never lose.
And neither shall I. The desert was home to an ancient and great civilization that, for a variety of reasons, fell out with the civilization of the rainforest. It's just as Dia said. Prejudice has pushed people apart. But there must be personal factors at work here, too. I can't shake the feeling that Ba-Moon cares for many more things than he lets on. Tomorrow.
The wind rises. Behold! The wind rises.
We gather on this day to perform once more the rite of duels with the greatest of all sages, Lord Hermanubis. This is our most sacred of ceremonies, and no disruption from the audience shall be taught. Representing the temple...
Grandfather, you're here.
A rite of duels after all the...
I know what I'm doing, Grandfather. Just...
Representing the academia, the...
Ready. We will fight to have our voices heard.
Warriors, Take your positions and decide on. We come not to debate what brings our challengers here, nor what will become of the defeated duelists. Duelists, the might of her.
Huh? Are you sure?
I agree. He's very strong. Sending him.
Okay, then you're second.
Sure.
We have decided.
So have we. Let's...
Duelists of the first bout, please step forward.
Don't forget, safety first! Hey, you there! You better play nice with them or Paimon will make you regret it!
Little bit too much chatter from the audience over there.
Hey!
Spring forth! Propagate!
A swift end to the first bout. When you're both ready, you may be.
Let's begin.
Watch out!
Go, Trinity, go!
He drank plenty of water before the bout, so he should be fine.
Let's nip that in the bud. One with the force. Yeah.
Thus ends the second bout. We will now move to the third.
I'm ready.
So am I.
This is the final stage of the rite. I remind you both that the terms you. When you're both ready.
I am Sethos, vessel. For many years, we have kept our covenant with Lord Hermanubis by guarding the secrets of King Deshret. And even in our darkest hour, when we could not see, we earnestly sought Lord Hermanubis' wisdom and power, longing to see his spirit and his light descend upon us. Now, I will fight to become the...
I am Seno, General Mahamatra of the Academia, student and successor of Cyrus, the Sage of Spontamod. I fight in defense of my power, my professor, and my nation. And you. I think you left some things unsaid. This is a sacred duel.
Everyone. Old. My grandfather is a wise leader. He is also known to be a ruler who is not afraid to get blood on his... But our faith has held us back for too long. After I grew up, I went to the rainforest one. Times have changed. The people of Sumeru are happier and more free now than in the past. I thought about this. As I stood, then I thought of you, Sino. You and I both wield the same power. Each Ba fragment of Hermanubis stands for something different. Might. I once thought that the nature of our fragments must be what makes us so different from one another. But maybe...
I am more than just a warrior.
Exactly.
The name Hermanubis has left its mark on both of us. Shaped. So show me your answer, Sino. Show me I can be more than my faith. More than the power I wield. Bring Bring it on!
That's all you've got? What happened to searching for your answer?
Fight's over. Do you yield?
You won.
Well then, looks like you found your answer.
I give his glory to you.
I've seen that light. That is the light of our Lord, the great Hermanubis, priest over all other priests. His spirit dwells within that lightning, and his will lives on. Once a warrior of Tynar, he emerged from the barren desert sands to serve the god king Al-Ahmar. After the death of the god king, Hermanubis gathered his followers and the Tynarian priests and led them to the city of Tule-Tula. There, they founded the Temple of Silence, and from that day forth, we became stewards of all knowledge that survived from King Deshret's civilization. Barely a century passed before war ravaged the desert. One by one, Eremite leaders took up arms against each other in battles that would devour what little remained of their civilization. Only the wise city of Tule-Tula was spared under the guiding hand of the Tynarians. But peace did not last. Coveting the knowledge of King Deshret, the beasts set their eyes on Tule-Tula. The king of Gurabad laid siege to the city and ordered the sages to surrender to him the Temple of Silence as proof of his victory. The ruling elite colluded with their oppressors, betraying the temple so as to hold on to their rule over the city. They declared that the knowledge guarded by the temple was the true cause of corruption. These were dark days, and we faced enemies on all sides. Our Lord had long since exhausted his strength, keeping the forbidden knowledge introduced by King Deshret at bay. To ensure the temple's continued survival, he broke his being into many pieces and began the ceremony of Hermanubis' legacy, bestowing his power upon his mortal followers. With this power, the temple was able to defeat the tyrant's army. Yet, we were not hailed as heroes. Strange and unfamiliar as this power was, it struck fear into the people's hearts and drove them to reject us. In the end, the people of the temple and the Tule Tula Tainarians left the city for good and made their way to the rainforest. What followed next was inevitable. The elite of Tule Tula fell and were decimated. War engulfed the desert. And we wandered from place to place, always in hiding, all the while keeping close watch over our secrets and staying true to our mission. Betrayal forced us out of the desert and into the forest. Then mistrust drove us from the forest into the desert once more. We have lived in exile for far, far too long. Yet, today, the Temple of Silence has borne witness to the glory of Hermanubis once more. Thank you.
How is it? Do you feel okay?
Grandfather.
Hey, Sethos. You'll get through this.
I know. I just...
I guess you were prepared for this. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, he's been on death's door for a very long time now. I think at least he was able to see this chapter come to a close.
What's next for you?
Per my grandfather's last wishes, the Temple of Silence should submit to whoever possesses the...
But that's never going to work, as I'm sure you realize. I'm the I did foresee this possibility, and I gave it some thought. The fact is, I know next to nothing about the staff, records, Sethos. I believe the honor, were it not for this duel, or indeed if you had other intentions, the Ba fragments would most likely be in your hands by now. I'm sure Bamun never meant for anyone but you to be his successor.
You really think so?
I do.
Still, I didn't think Bamun looked very surprised by the...
Well, in any case, since the Ba fragments are with me now, Sethos, I would like you to succeed Bamun as the new leader of the Temple of Silence. You are more suited to the role
But doesn't that render everything that we've been through up to now meaning?
No, it doesn't. This experience has allowed us to become friends. Which means that that's a much bigger deal than you might think, Sethos. You said yourself, times have changed.
I will try. To be honest,
Actually, part of me wonders whether Bamun's intentions from the very beginning was just to create enough pressure that way. No matter who won, one of us would have to surrender our Ba fragment. And the power of Hermanubis, had you won, the Temple of Silence would have... And were I to win, he correctly anticipated that I wouldn't suddenly drop everything to become the leader of the temple, much less integrate the temple into the academia by force. He knew that the temple's future would depend not just on the guidance of Hermanubis, but the support of the academia too. So he made it his response. His plan meant that whoever ended up succeeding him, they would have an easier time interacting with the academia. With one single letter.
and here I thought the General Mahamatra wouldn't care for all these trivia. You're absolutely right. Grandfather and I considered this from every angle. We had to find a way to mend our relationship with the academia. Thank you for everything, Sino. As a gesture of our gratitude, to those that you and Lesser Lord Kusanali deem worthy, I will grant the honor of access to the Temple of Silence for their pursuit of knowledge. The Temple of Silence has a wealth of information on King Deshret's civilization, more than any other organization in existence today. In times when you need information, but you must be exceedingly careful with your selection of candidates, lest you lead humanity to repeat this. By the way, Tainari, my grandfather was so happy to see you. You are a descendant of the Valuka Shuna. The story goes that King Deshret chose the sage Hermanubis from among the Tainarians and appointed him as his familiar. He went on to fight many valiant battles with his Tainarian companions. They always stood by each other. From the founding of the Temple of Silence, the Tainarians who left Tuletula joined their human counterparts in the rainforest. A few centuries later, when some of the group returned to the desert, many of the time, in all likelihood, those were your ancestors.
How fascinating. My father once mentioned that I was named after the Tainarians, but I never knew that my forebears had...
I like this story.
By the way, has anyone seen
Yes, Cyrus. You'll probably find him in my grandfather's room.
If it's true that you and your grandfather really planned for everything to turn out this way, then I...
Who knows? Perhaps all of us. You, me, and Cyrus.
Someone's got to make the decisions when history is at a crossroads. I will make a detailed report on all of this to Lesser Lord Kusanali, and arrange for an official delegation from the I'm sure you'll have lots to attend to in the days ahead. But once things return to normal, please come and visit the rainforest. If we're going to work together, both sides...
I will. All right. Well, bye.
See you soon. Come hang out with us anytime.
Did you see, Grandfather? Sino chose me to succeed you as leader of the Temple of Silence. I will now serve, Grandfather. From this day on, the Temple of Silence has the chance...
Swan Fury!
What were you thinking gallivanting off into the desert alone at your age? What if you take the bucket, hmm? You told not a soul what you were up to, designated nobody to handle your affairs, and left everyone
Oh, please, will you stop your yelling?
What do you mean, what other choice? Do you mean to tell me that after all your years of learning, and sagehood no less, the only idea you could conjure up in that white-haired walnut of yours was to shoot off into the unknown like some hot-headed 20-year-old adventurer? A one-man suicide mission, hmm? That's the best idea that one of the finest minds of a generation could come up with, is it? It astounds me that you survived the journey, and you're lucky that Ba Moon didn't finish you off when you arrived.
All right, all right. Honestly, the way you're going off on me, it's like you wish you'd been there to lend him a hand. Does it mean...
I've got nothing more to say. What's the point of berating an old bag of bones?
What do you mean, bag of bones? I'm a flesh and blood hero who, despite his old age, saved our General Mahamatra from being... Okay, look. Fine, I admit it, I was in the wrong.
1 month? Try 3.
Tighnari's master is really laying into Cyrus. Let's give them a wide berth.
Professor brought this on himself.
Wow, I haven't seen... The last time he chewed someone out like this must have been back when I was still a
I think I'll go around and update everyone. Tell them the situation's resolved. We can go for dinner afterwards.
Makes sense. I'm in.
Paimon's coming too!
Never thinks he's getting a single day of free labor from me. He's got another thing coming.
I should have asked him to come help out at work much earlier. That would have kept him out of trouble and avoided this whole debacle. You'd better start packing your things. Report for work first thing tomorrow morning.
What about my allowance? Oh, and his lunch...
Don't push your luck. Let's not forget who is compensating whom here.
Hey, man's gotta eat. Help me figure out something for lunch, at least.
Hey, Kale.
You're back! Well, look who we have here. Would you mind explaining to me what has been going on this past few days?
All taken care of.
That does not answer my question. How could you be so careless? That goes, when you run into problems, you really ought to ask for help, you know? I've been around the block. Don't you think it would have made sense to involve me? And let's not forget, I know the desert.
Now would not be a good time to attempt to argue with Farazan.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's not the first time that I've had to talk to you about this sort of thing either. You need to learn that there are times when the right thing to do is get a more experienced member of staff involved. Do I make myself clear? Because if you don't,
Kale, please do something.
He's giving me the signal. All right, guess it's time to play. Say, Madam Farazan, I can see you're pretty upset, but I was just wondering. Remember that time you offered to give me a tour of the... Huh? Wait, did I hear that right? Kale, you remember? Wonderful. Well, of course the offer still stands. Come on. Madam Farazan will show you around the old classrooms. Poor Kale getting dragged off like that. Also, check out Farazan
Kale! Cup.
Huh? What? Oh, right! What do you mean, cup? You need a... Oh, it's nothing. Just Master's way of reminding me to stay hydrated while I'm out and about.
It's code for let's reconvene at the cafe. Tighnari and I used it while we were in school, and it's become something of a family tradition now.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. 2 people left. Let's...
Take it easy.
I see everything. Everyone hold hands.
Am I hallucinating? Or do I see Kaveh and...
We're just reorganizing all the books we used. Look,
There's no rush. Nobody reads these books. My sincere thanks to you both.
Yes, with your help, we resolved the issue rather swiftly and painlessly.
I see. The Temple of Silence resorted to rather unique means of self-preservation. It explains how they managed to...
and it sounds like they managed to preserve a whole load of ancient documents as well.
That day will come. The Temple of Silence is a hugely important organization. Now, as a token of my appreciation,
Yeah, sounds great. Although after the last few days, I don't know if I can handle another coffee. But I can just order something else.
Sure.
Ad Ash. Thank you for
And then the Traveler just pounced on their opponent and knocked him. Then there was Tainari. He put up an amazing fight too. We ended up winning all 3 bouts. Whoa. Part of me wishes I'd been there to see it, but I'd have been biting my nails off worrying about...
A truly edifying account of the events. Bereft of detail.
Hey, Paimon included all the juicy details. The Traveler just pounced and then waved their sword like this, then spun around and blocked.
Despite winning 3 bouts in a row, you still ceded the position of leader to him. That's very dignified of you, Sino.
Of course. Being dignified comes with...
I got to be a champion too for once. I've not sparred much with desert folk before. It was a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, huge place. It felt like something right out of an epic poem. Imagine this. It was like there was...
Maybe save that one for later, Paimon.
I think that'll do me.
Shall we stop off at the House of Dana again before heading home?
My thoughts exactly. See you around.
I should get going as well. See you all later. Make sure you get...
I need to go say thanks to the Core 30 for their help. Also, Sir Nephis says he wanted to introduce me to some of the Academia's work processes. So, I gotta dash too.
Kali's come a long way. She's much more...
Everyone's a work in progress. You never stop learning.
Yeah, true.
like everything's finally... Life is all about these moments when you can finally relax and hang out with good friends after a job well done. And also, those desserts Sino got, they were really good. Paimon definitely needs more of those in the future.
Do you three have anything planned for the rest of the day? If not, would you come somewhere with me? That's a secret.
Okay. I think I can guess what you're talking about. It'll...
Well, now Paimon's curious! Come on!
Been a while since I last made my way up. Need any help?
It's a nice spot, isn't it?
What a great view! We're so high up, we can see from...
Traveler. Turn around. This is my secret base. Somewhere I only... When I was a student, I used to slip away and climb up here all the time, just to clear my head. Back then, I had a lot of the same questions that Sethos was asking. Our gifts help us to find our rightful place in the world. That was my experience. And I'm sure Sethos will figure things out in his own...
You two really are like brothers.
I feel the same way. Of course. I see no need to be humble when it comes to the facts.
I still remember one time when we came up here to chat and do our homework. Sino accidentally dropped a fruit. Luckily...
That was the one and only time. Nothing will ever slip through my fingers.
Those were good times.
You know, Paimon really shouldn't be able to imagine Sino doing something like that, but for some strange reason, the mental image is...
Then make it stop. There's... it's... You guys carry on without me.
Okay.
Huh? Hey, you're not supposed to jump down!
Too slow.
Oh my days. I can't believe how stupid...
Professor, what are you
Sino. Just the man I'm looking for. Guess what I found?
Some old photos?
Can you believe it? This notebook was just sitting in a pile of odds and ends in the Sage's office. I must have forgotten to take it with me, and no one's touched it. I was at the Academia earlier to discuss my workload with Nephis. Well, time flies. Look how tiny you are in this picture.
You look quite young yourself in that one. Ah, it's this one. I remember that. Lisa took it, didn't she?
Yep. Looks like her work, all right. Who else could have found just the right angle?
And this one. Looks like we're both dozing off.
Oh, cheeky girl. Taking...
Is there something you'd like to say to me, Professor?
Like what? Like, these are good photos, aren't they? Hey, at moments like this, I hardly know... I can't pretend I'm a good person. But Moon had every reason to despise me.
Don't be
is that not what you wanted me to say? Oh, I've dreamt of that place many times after leaving the desert. Sometimes I've dreamed that I was doing research with him again. Oh, it was one of the happiest times of my life. You've matured so much over the years, I know.
Since you're my professor, I should save you some face by not calling you out on all the non-answers you just gave. So, I will do the right thing and keep my mouth shut.
Good thinking. Take your own advice next time. Seriously, why bully an old man like me? I thought he wrote... Hey, wait, how did I not notice this one earlier?
Lisa strikes again.
Look how cute you were when you were little. I remember how well-mannered you were back then, too.
Yeah, and look how serious and professional you used to be.
Oh, I can't compete with you anymore. First you get better than me at the deadpan jokes, and now you're besting me at those little quips, too.
Don't say that. I still have a lot of respect for you.
That's more... Hey, what would you say to meeting up with...
I'd like that.
All right, I'll add it to my schedule. Let's... Wait, no. Next week is the tomato growing competition. I have got to be...
Or you could find a real hobby, Professor.
Time has passed too quickly. The children have all grown up. But it turns out grown-up kids are no use. When Nephis comes after me, Sino still can't do anything. Oh, that...
Great view today. This atmosphere calls for a joke out of left field. To catch... Joke. How do I make this a joke?
I can't treat my students like kids anymore. I have to admit, Sino has matured far beyond my expectations. From now on, I'll just enjoy life as a retired sage. The future is safe in the hands of the younger generation.
Take it easy. quietly now. Here comes the catch.
Yoo-hoo!
Let's get this with a lucky day! Finally,
Busted.
Kamisato Archer. Suiyu!
Everybody stand back!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Nice and spicy!
Illusion shot! Things are about to get dicey.
Strike! Stop that!
Another test subject.
Game's up. Time's over. Quietly now.
Shower me with prey!
Wrong test subject. Wrong test subject.
I'm going in!
Into the wind.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire! You're toast!
The wind knows me.
Everybody stand back! Nice and spicy!
Be still.
There is no escape!
I see everything!
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha!
Everyone focus!
Erase all fronts. Lungs busted.
Time to go. Mind the deluge.
I'm going in!
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Eat this! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Prepare yourself.
Shine down! I see everything!
Game's up. Time's over.
Strike him up!
The depth's back.
Everybody stand back!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Hey, yeah!
There is no escape.
Hey!
Things are about to get dicey.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah! 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 Let's play turtle a little.
Shine down!
Everyone hold hands.
Here comes the catch.
Strike a pose.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's
One with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
After right hand, into the fire. Eat. Boba, get them.
Be still.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
Let the world collide. How dare you?
game's up. Time's over. Ha! Gotcha.
Kamisato Aki. Suiyu!
Everybody stand back! Ha!
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
You're toast! Nice and sweet!
Here comes the catch.
Shower me with good! Everyone hold hands! Hey!
Things are about to get dicey. Busted. Illusion shattered.
Everyone hold hands!
Quietly now. Game's up. Time's over.
Yoo-hoo!
The depths beckon.
I'm going in!
Clouds high. The birds call. One with nature.
Boba, get them!
Huh? Yeah! Adventure time! Ha! Ta! Ha! Teamwork is dreamwork!
The wind knows it. As one with wind and cloud.
Eat this! Nice and sweet!
Be still.
How's this?
Strike a pop!
Here comes the catch!
Hey!
Shine down! Gotcha! There is no escape!
I see everything!
Things are about to get dicey.
Shower me with praise!
Quietly now. Busted. Game's up. Time's over.
Kamisato up. Suiyu!
Everybody stand back! Let
Booba, get them!
one with nature.
You're toast!
Cascade!
Ow! I'm going in! That's gonna hurt in the morning. Huh?
Nice and spicy!
Be still. The depths beckon.
Falling leaves, adorn my night! Everybody stand back! Huh?
Hey-ya! Booba, get them!
Off we go!
Illusion shut down!
Winging it. Yoo-hoo! Here comes the catch. Now you shall perish!
Shower me with this!
Game's up. Fun's over. Shine down! The thunderbolts! Here comes the catch. Gotcha.
Ah.
No. Really? Game's up. Fun's over.
Time to go.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Mind the deluge.
Eat this!
I may have overestimated.
Let's light it up. Everybody stand back.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Wind strike.
Out of the frying pan, into the pot!
Be still. Kamisato up. Suiyu!
Huh? Teamwork is dreamwork.
You're toast!
Alright, time to get serious.
I'm going in.
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
Huh?
Hey-ya!
Mind the deluge. I may have overestimated.
Let the world come alive!
Game's up. Time's over. Wind, hear me.
Cascade. Kamisato on. Suiyu.
Yoo-hoo! Time to shine!
Here comes the catch. Busted.
Go as one!
Barbados.
Mind the deluge.
Shower me with praise!
Gotcha.
Be still.
Everybody stand back! Let's witness the power of Gua.
I'm going in!
Let me weave you a verse.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Transform everybody, stand back! No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power
Flow through me!
for you.
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Rain cutter.
Savor the show.
Which must go on. Look out. Wanted my full attention, did you? Everlasting as the moon. Transfix.
Fallen leaves. Adorn.
I'm going in!
Let me weave you a verse.
Having fun?
The depths beckon.
Game's up. Time's over.
I swear by my sword!
Cascade. Kamisato on. Suiyu.
Time to shine!
Here comes the catch. Quiet. Wind, hear me.
Be still.
Busted.
Solidified! This way, turn a little. Yeah!
Cheap tricks.
Our bond is strong.
Cut down.
Hey, where are you? Rain cutter.
Order guide you.
Stand with me, cousin. No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate. No. Witness the power of Gugwa. Our bond is strong. We need it. Please appreciate my
Committed to memory!
Please hold for just a moment.
Stabilize.
No, my sword. A crier in consideration.
A gift for you. A grand surprise.
Rain cutter. Stand with me. Apologies.
How inconsiderate of you. Savor
Grow!
the show in peace.
Out of my way.
This is order. Stabilize.
Rain outlines your fate. No, my soul dissipate. Let me leave you a bird.
This way, turn a little.
Shame.
Yeah! Committed to memory!
Pardon me. In the end.
Mind the deluge.
Shower me with praise. Let the world come on. Things are about to get dicey. I swear by my sword.
The depths beckon.
Strike a pose. Let my name echo in song. Here comes the catch. Quietly now. Barbados, guide us.
Cascade.
Gotcha. Go as planned.
Be still.
Our bond is strong.
Pay
This way, turn a little. Sharing my knowledge!
Solidify.
Huh? No, my sword. Witness the power of Google.
Can't run from death.
Dissipate.
Finally,
I see
some target
everything.
practice. Spread your wings and raise a charm!
This is right.
Rain cutter. Huh?
Where do you think you are going?
Lightning terrified.
Everyone hold hands! Yeah!
Goodbye.
Stand with me. Witness the power of Gugwa.
Behold
No, my sword.
the abyss.
Rain outlines your...
I see everything!
Gather to grace.
Dissipate.
Grow!
Order guide you.
Rain cutter. Huh? No, my sword.
Shine.
Stand with me.
Hear the truth. The name of the truth be upon you. Solidify.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Our bond is strong. Rain outlines your fate.
Truth shall
Committed to
set you
memory.
free. The power of
This way, turn a
revelation.
little.
Grace be upon you.
Kamisato on. Suiyu!
Let the world collide! Game's up. Fun's over. Busted. Wind, hear me.
Adept beckon.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine. Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. I swear by my sword.
Cascade.
Busted.
Mind the deluge. That's far enough.
Strike a pose. Let my name echo. How dare you? Game's up. Fun's over. Wind, hear me.
Be still. Adept beckon.
Shower me with praise. Let the world collide. Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Barbados, guide us. Go and fly.
Kamisato on. Suiyu!
Strike a pop. Game's up. Fun's over. Rain cutter. No, my sword.
Burn this barren wasteland! One more sin upon your soul!
Out of my way.
Sin, this is order! Fight your salvation!
Roll. Dissipate.
Gather!
This way, Prelude. The Temple of Wisdom.
Rain outlines your fate. Witness the power of him.
Grow.
Our bond is strong.
Yeah. This way, Prelude.
To redempt one more sin upon your soul!
Committed to
Dissipate. No, my sword.
Order guide you. Solidify.
Lightning terrified.
grow.
Salvation!
One is fast on one's feet. Try to...
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Add astro.
The wind rises.
The secrets of the mechanical arts are too profound to convey in a few simple words. Oh, but why must the listener grow weary whenever I begin to divulge them? Peace prevails throughout the land, and all things are made new, as buds in the spring. This is an auspicious era for humanity. If you are presently unoccupied, perhaps we could stop a while at one's abode for some repose and conversation.
There is no escape!
Shower me with prayer! This way, hurry a little. Yeah. 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 This route. If you ever have